Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very special after show, the Strategic 2024 reunion, affectionately referred to as the Real House Husbands of the Accordlands. Chris Vac, aka Nirvana Tool, here as always, and I am joined by a lot of people for this stream. So there's going to be a lot of introductions. I'm sure it'll be interrupted at some point. But we're really here. I'll give a little intro about what the stream is before we get to introductions, otherwise we'll never get to the point of the stream. We are just really reflecting back on what was Strategic 2024, the good, the bad, the ugly, as we like to say here, in the online Warlord circuit. But this is also an opportunity for all the Overlords who dedicated so many hours of planning and strategy, or minutes in some cases, but put a lot of effort into planning this, and there's a lot of things that maybe not everybody knows about because there was a lot of things that happened in the background. So this is the opportunity to come clear on this. So this should be a lot of fun. Let's start with intros. Let's go with the first. Well, he wasn't really an Overlord per se, but he did kind of do a whole lot of the legwork here. Graham, how are you doing?
I am doing all right. I'm glad we made it through this. Only a few friendships ended forever. Some new friendships created. Good job, everybody.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. The folks in stream will notice that I do not have a picture of Graham. I'll work on getting that as we get to other stuff. Graham was like, "Oh, I'm not going to show up."
I can find a picture of Graham.
Yeah,
I can find a picture of Graham for you if you want.
All right, so we'll go in order on the people whose pictures I have left to right. Let's start with the Deverinian Overlord, Gracchus. You've been on my stream a lot. Want to say hello to the fine folks?
Hello, people.
There you go. That was very long-winded. It makes me worrisome when you say just short statements. But
Oh. Well, I just wanted to say hello. I didn't know if I was supposed to say something besides hello.
I mean, I was expecting you to kind of. I mean, I've never known you to be short-winded.
I would like to state, if we're going to talk about math, I think that I have exactly the same number of friendships that ended forever as new friendships this strategic, which is good, I consider.
There you go.
That's my statement. There you go.
Or actually, it's neither in positive or negative, but okay. Broke even. Going next in order with his nice little headshot here for his, his day job. Bobby Zabrowski, the Dwarven Overlord. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing all right.
Yep. All right, cool.
That's it.
Sounds good. This is what happens when you finish, fourth, fifth? Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I came for it. What do you want me to say? We did our best. Lost some key matches, I could get into that more if you want, but I'm pretty sure I'll hurt some people's feelings. So I'm good.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. And Sanji is very happy. I'd like to thank him for the gifted sub. He has also successfully broken the stream again. So I am working on fixing those alerts while we go to our next introduction. Fellow content creator who had a nice month off because he never played a game. But Sly Fox, how are you doing?
Guten Abend. I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And yeah, I had a lot of fun, but oh boy, have I forgotten how stressful that game is if it comes to strategic.
Indeed, always a lot of fun.
How was your months off, Chris? Why you still had the piece 2 years ago?
Well, I at least found a way to get a whole lot of Twitch viewers for my streams, which is good. And then even so much, I was able to get a hype train going because Gracchus just gifted 5 subs. So thank you, Gracchus. Appreciate that. Let's see. We're halfway through.
It's a big bloody stupid hat with a big bloody stupid
I forgot the hats. Oh, that's not good. Alrighty. Let's go to our next Overlord, the winner. Who, I have a lovely picture here of the Free Kingdom Overlord. We have Chase. How are you doing, my friend?
What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Doing good.
Just
Glad
had
to have
some Sunday lunch at my Nana's, so I'm pretty happy.
There you go. I like that. Then next.
All that was like the most southern thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Chase, I don't know if you can
Welcome
see the
to
stream,
Kentucky.
but they photoshopped Rain's face onto your wife.
Oh, that's so sweet.
You can still
I
see
love
her
it.
hair, which is how I knew it was her.
Look, hey, I have a very strict code here. All right, family, like wives and children and spouses are they are innocent. They do not catch stray bullets here. Only the hair.
So you did it for her. Okay.
She is covered.
That's good.
And we figured, you know, let's put the other Free Kingdom Overlord in this photo. So that's all. But that's what we went with.
I like it.
I got the hats, guys. Don't worry. The hats are here. Now you all can relax. The next one in this little image over here, it's really just an image of Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but that's supposed to represent Wyvern, who is unable to join us. More to come for that one later. And then we have, last but not least, also spent a lot of time on my stream because he kept coming at Orvok. Josh, how you doing?
I'm good. I would say kept coming as a stretch. I just did it twice. Doing pretty good. I skipped lunch at my grandma's house to be here, so you're welcome.
I mean, in the picture we got of you, you definitely did not skip lunch. You were eating somebody's hand, so that is...
It's my wife's hand, and she's feeding me wedding cake. It's a very innocent.
It's a dangerous move right there.
She could have lost a finger. You never know.
Lost it all the way to the wrist.
I wonder which cake it was, too, if it was mine or hers. Who knows? It's been 10 years.
So, yeah, I did do some digging on everyone's Facebooks to try and find some just suitable photos I can use for this. And, Josh, I got to say, the amount of unique photos you have of made gingerbread houses, well, I was astonished. I was like, I have like 12 to choose from. They're different gingerbread houses.
We do it every year. Homemade gingerbread houses. It's a good time. I have a lot of really great, much better, more embarrassing photos on there, and I'm very disappointed you didn't choose any of them.
Oh man, all right. We'll have to keep doing more of these then, because we got to talk annually. So we got to talk strategic. So what we're gonna do here, obviously, we're just gonna start throwing questions out to you guys. I'm gonna let you guys just swing for the fences. It's gonna be an absolute mess. But we got some questions I want to ask people in chat. If you have any questions that you want to ask any of the Overlords, feel free. And then we have some other things we'll talk about. We'll get to some strategic superlatives as well. Don't worry, Sly. That will make sense eventually if you're not familiar with what that is. But, you know.
There are American people that aren't familiar with what that is, too, if you want to explain it for everybody.
Nah, we'll explain it when we get to it.
It's like when people vote on stupid shit that doesn't really matter. Like, it'd be like best smile, longest hair, fattest chins.
What the fuck?
All of that is measurable. What are you talking about? All right. Let's start off with this. So, first question to any of the Overlords here. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we get to that, should we? So Mason cannot join us, the mercenary Overlord. I will
since round one.
Yeah. So he did send me a prepared statement. He also sent me a lot of complaints in terms of rules and things that needed to be changed, but we are just ignoring that. So but I will read the statement part here, just for everybody. So. This is Mason's words. I would like to take a moment to thank my team for the collaboration and fun games. I also really appreciate all the efforts from Graham and the Medusans running this event. If I thought I put a lot of time in, I can't imagine how many hours they devoted. With that said, I regret that I cannot attend this stream, but I refuse to share even a digital room with Gracchus. At no point will I ever forgive the transgressions he has committed. As I seek representation for the upcoming litigation, I will have no further comment at this time. P.S. Go Vikings. Regards, Mason Landry. So there you go. That is his statement and why he refuses to show up on the season finale over here. So, got that out of the way.
Did I miss Sly's introduction?
Did you miss who?
Or we're just not introducing Germans?
You missed it.
He came before you. Pay attention,
paying attention. Right before you
That checks
did.
out. That checks out.
Starting to get offended. I know you guys are teammates and shit, and you're looking out for him, but like, goddamn.
I gotta keep my buddies close.
He was like, here's Sly. You know, he played elves. Oh, here's
I
Chase. Chase like, wait a second. Nobody fucking said anything about Sly.
All right,
I'm a little bit confused. I can't follow.
let's start with the first question here, and I think this is what everyone wants to know. So, how many of you actually read the rules document before the start of the event?
I did.
I read it, but it was
I did.
definitely there was a lot of stuff that I did not understand apparently, especially when it came to reinforcing.
I even translated it in German.
Did you just throw it in
I
Google
glanced
Translate?
at it for like 10 minutes, I think. Like, I just ran through it real quick.
And the thing that Robert found about I saw in the rules where it talked about you could only challenge an overlord with 2 people. I totally thought that was for everybody, not just the neutrals. So I'm sure it caught a lot of people off guard.
You were very confused by the round one.
So I read the rules the day after they were released, and I talked to Graham about them. I don't know if he remembers this. And like, I started doing math. The thing that I didn't figure out until literally round 2 about the rules was that after you take a territory, if you leave, you keep the territory. So like, I did the math, and I was like, okay, there's 6 rounds, 7 rounds, whatever it is. You have 6 warlords. Let's assume that every one of them wins like a 2v1, and you get 2 points. So that's 12 points a round for fighting. 12 times 7 is, hang on, 12 times 7.
All right, we really got to do this. Like, it's Sunday.
You have 6 people, so you get 60 points the last round if they're all in different places, plus 50 for your capital and 20. So like 214 is like the most points you could possibly get. So I was thinking like 180 was going to be like a fairly high score if nobody went after challenge lords. What I'm saying is that was a big rule to miss.
Yeah, he probably could have just summed that up.
I mean, he might have even written it in a rules document. Who knows? Graham, you have any response to any of this or the rules allegations here?
It's not an allegation. It's just...
No, I mean, I'm sorry to hear it. I tried to write the rules as clearly as I could. Obviously, it wasn't clear enough.
Now we're turning this into
I don't think it wasn't that they weren't clear. I just think it was more just people, like, I know I misunderstood them a few times. Then when you like retold me, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was like
100%.
unclear. It was just more just like understanding of them like differently. Like, I understood the same way that Chase did. You know, like, I was like, oh, okay. And like, I didn't know you could move through neutrals like till like round like 2 or 3 or some shit like that. Like, I was like, oh shit, that makes sense.
What I want to say is that I should, like, I think the rules, the rule book I made as clear as I could, but like probably just the medium was not the best way to convey all that new information. I think if we'd made like a pre-tournament rules video, just talking in detail about some of the changes, that might have been easier.
Trying to get me to do more work. I see how it is.
Or less rules, and we just make them up as we go.
That's
what we did before. It worked great.
That was last strategic. Don't open that can of worms.
No, that was just one guy making up rules because he needed an ego boost.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
We
Nick,
need fucking portals here.
so I want to ask, and feel free for anyone who wants to jump in. If you don't want to answer any questions, that's fine. But the next one I got is I do want to ask about, first you got the rules, and then I imagine each of you kind of went in with the strategy. You might have been making it up as you go along, just like some people did for rules last year, like the last time we did this. But what was your strategy going in? Did you keep it? And if so, either way, how did it work out for you? I mean, obviously the results are there, but just anything hindsight on that. Whoever wants to take it and talk about their strategy.
I think Josh should take this first. And everybody here should know why.
Yeah. I mean, the way the rules work, fighting with each other is pointless on the map. Because it's unguaranteed points. So before everything, the reason there was basically no map battles round 1 is because we talked about it and we were like, well, why don't we just split the map up evenly, and then everybody can just pit fight, and then whoever wins the most games wins. Very fair. The game is then based on Warlord games. Great. So I went in hoping we would do that. I didn't think it was going to happen probably the whole time, but it would have been great if we had basically all just claimed 7 spaces, which is about what it worked out to, and then gone from there for the rest of the event where everybody just fights each other. That's why there was no map battles other than the 2 Overlord fights the first round.
Now,
we had split up the map.
When that peace treaty was thrown out there, any of you, besides like Gracchus, obviously we know you went against the treaty and did that. Did anybody else have plans to? Were you all going to go along with this idea, or were you planning on eventually sabotaging?
Had concerns because it got sprung. So we all knew about it since before Christmas. Sly found out about it the day before or after the draft.
Yeah. So
it was like a week. It was like 3 or 4.
I got the information.
But it was because he was picked last.
Yeah, I got the information as last, and it was feeling like it's been set in stone, and I feel like, okay, that is ultra sus. What the fuck? Why? And because I didn't know, everybody agreed on it, and I'm the last one who gets the information short before the start. I say, okay, why? I have no background info. Why we do that one? Why is it split that way? I had so many questions, and I feel like, yeah, this is very strange.
Good, Sly.
Yeah, all fine. This is very strange, and then I decided, okay, I go with it. The first 1-2 rounds. I mean, first round I did go with the movement as said, but that feels strange, especially after the first strategic, where I still got a huge scar in the back from West, so I was very suspicious about that one.
Alrighty, guys.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on not doing it round 2. Like that, like round 1, I just wanted to see who was doing what, and then round 2, I was gonna start fighting people.
That was the thing that I was looking at. I was like, there's no way that it holds for 7 rounds, because like at least people are going to break it on the 7th round. So if you're expecting people to break it on the 7th round, then it makes sense to do it 1 round before, and on and on and on. So I just expected it to be a total, shitstorm from first round. But up until when the day before we turned in, I was going along with it. I still think that the map battle being death being worth the same as a pit fight death is crazy.
It's dumb.
But the only reason I didn't do it is because I realized on round 1, and only on round 1, I have a guaranteed access to 6 overlords, and so I was very like, I can send 3 people to an overlord and probably kill them.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was crazy. It was I told my team about it, and I said, if everybody DM me and let me know whether you're in or out. That way there's no peer pressure or anything. And everybody reached out, and every single one of my guys was like super excited about it. Several of my guys were not excited about holding hands and pit fighting for the entire event. So I messaged Chase and said, Chase, this is the thing that I'm doing. You can do it too. Kill Sly and Bobby. It'll be hilarious. And he didn't do that.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked because I know about the reinforcements. That's the reason why I took very close lands right because my capital.
Oh, you can't reinforce if you don't have someone there and they send 3.
So you can't reinforce the 3v1.
That was the whole reason it was great round 1 is, if I guess right and nobody's holding a person back as protection, I send 3, I block the reinforcement, and I don't have to move through a territory. It's round 1 is like very vulnerable. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Except for Chase.
Except for Chase.
Fair.
So do we want to talk
Chase,
about that
tell
next?
Your story. Tell your story about when you asked your team what they thought.
Nope.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Robert, I did. Robert came to me the day, like the day before, and was like, "Hey, I read the rules, and you can 3v1 the faction overlords. You just can't 3v1 the 2v1." I was like, "No, you can't. I read the rules. It says it's only 2v1." And he's like, "No, I talked to Graham. You can absolutely 3v1 faction overlords." And after I saw where Graham said that it's actually true, I was like, "Holy shit!"
To be fair, it says rules as well.
I mean,
times
that's fine, but like the way I interpreted it, it didn't seem like that. I interpreted it as that you could max 2 on them, and that didn't seem like good enough odds to me. And then on top of that, I didn't, with this information, the decks that people have already picked, they're already done, and to attack a faction overlord 3v1, you need luck, but you also need like decks that are prepared to deal with them. And at that point, knowing it right before the event started, I just wasn't prepared. I presented it to my team, and they're like, no. And so I was like, that's probably for the best. So we decided not to go along and join the treachery plan of Robert. But there was never an illusion that the hold hands and pit fight was going to last. We were going to stick to it for the first round to kind of see what people were doing, but yeah, no one was excited about doing that. So I was just trying to react to what other people were going to do, and if people hit me first round, that's kind of what would dictate how we would go forward. So that's my take on it.
There you go. Let's move on to the next one here. Just pulling up. Losing my sheet here. Do want to get to let's get to some spicy stuff, because since we already kind of got you guys a little bit spicy here. I'm going to ask the question and then I'm going to lead it to the first answer. So I'm leading you guys on this one. So I want to get into confessions. I want to give each overlord a chance to admit something devious that maybe nobody else knows about. Some might know, but maybe the greater public doesn't know. And I want to start with Gracchus, and I want to just throw out a question to Gracchus. How many screenshots did you Photoshop?
So I don't know. Everybody knows that I did that at that point. I thought you were going to talk about the rules change thing. But the only screenshots I Photoshopped were I Photoshopped together a conversation with Josh. And I Photoshopped it, a desktop version and a mobile version, so that it would look more real. It's the best forgery in the history of forgeries. But the thing I thought you were going to talk about was the rules change, which is the thing that nobody knows about except for you fucks, which is I told Sanji in the Baldur's Gate server, I said he was really going to be pissed off whenever they came for revenge, and I killed myself with a Rama the Cruel so that they couldn't get any points. And he told some people.
No. He didn't tell anybody. Who
Gracchus,
do you forget that's in that? Who do you think is in that server that you forget about all the time?
I keep forgetting you rejoined that server because you don't play Baldur's Gate. But someone complained to the point of like that literally the Medusans reached out to me. AJ did it first because like very soft. He was like, "How mad are you going to be if we ruin your Rama the Cruel thing?" And I said, "Don't do that. It's a bluff. I don't even have him in my deck." And he goes, "What the fuck?" And then there was like 5 minutes of no messaging, and then I got a screenshot of Wes, a quote from Wes saying, "We got Gracchus." But then I don't remember whether it was Vac or Graham, but one of them reached out and was like, "Hey, we're changing the rules anyway." And I was like, "Son of a bitch."
We can talk about that. Well, look, Graham, do you want to say it from our side, or do you want me to take this one? I'll give you the opportunity first.
Yeah, I mean, this was a miss on our part. Like, obviously, the rules shouldn't have allowed for that. It changes the game of Warlord to such an extent that we're not playing Warlord anymore. You're just trying to maybe play some Warlord, but maybe mostly kill yourself, which is just like a dumb arms race to go down and something that's ultimately no fun for anyone. I thought the idea was hilarious. I laughed for probably 30 seconds when we learned that you didn't actually have Rama in your deck, and it was all a bluff. Amazing idea. But yeah, I mean, we had to stamp that down because that's not going to be any fun for anyone, and it can ruin the experience.
Yep, and the vote was 2-2. First, again, like you said, Bobby was the one who came to us. I remember you messaged me and was like, yeah, I know, Sanji was the one who complained. I'm like, that wasn't the screenshot that I got. It was Bobby messaging Graham being like, this shouldn't happen.
Nah, it was the same thought process that you guys had. Like, it was out of the spirit of the game. Yeah. So I didn't want, like, whether Gracchus was going to do it or not, it didn't matter. It's just like I didn't want it to come up in a match to where like that happened, and then it's just fucking ruined, and like that's not fun.
I will say again, so that happened, right? And then I agreed with that. Graham was on that. AJ was kind of like, I'm going Gracchus' side because it's funny. And then Wes was very adamantly defending Gracchus. Like, we know how Wes is. He's lazy. He doesn't want to get too much into it. He was very into this conversation. Like, hey, hear me out. I think Gracchus deserves this. Like, he read the rules. Nobody else didn't. We got Gracchus, quote unquote. That is from that. And it was a very, very long debate about this. And Wes was pushing for it. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, Wes is on the take from Gracchus, isn't he? Like I was convinced that like this was like a quid quo pro from last year when you were Wes's like little like secret agent. So I thought Wes was like trying to push for Gracchus too. But I'm like, even then, like I'm like, this is what's happening, so I'm not gonna let go. But we were split 2-2, and then Graham's like, my event, too bad. And I was like, good. Thank you, Graham. Thank you.
My whole arc, I think that it should be against the rules. The whole thing for me was timing, because I wanted a free round of feeling like people would be thinking it's pointless to attack me so that I could take the area around my capital. I didn't get that, you sons of bitches.
The timing was even crazier because hold on, Grab. The time was even crazier because Josh was about to do the first Crud Overlord match, I think it was. Like literally in a few hours. And I was like, I ain't gonna be happy if Josh goes first action, kill with the altar, and then we don't have a stream. I think I even said like, I will spend the next 30 minutes fucking cursing you all off and like complaining about Josh if he does that. So we're not letting that happen. I want to actually get a stream, guys. Oh, thank God. That was hilarious.
I wasn't in any of those conversations.
I know, you were innocent. But I was like, I swear to God, if like all this word of what's happening got to Josh was like, oh yeah, it's a good idea. I'm just going to do that just in case. I got a cyanide pill. But then I think
nobody talks to me. So that was going to happen.
Ah, there you go. All right, Graham, what were you saying?
Oh, nothing. Just, yeah, like, again, I love the idea. I love it as a bluff. But like, even the idea ruins things. So we had to change the rules.
Yeah, exactly. You bluff it, and then everyone realizes, oh shit, we can do that. So we put the kibosh on it right away. So that's a little bit about Gracchus. Bobby, do you have any confessions in terms of just things that were sneaky that you did that nobody else knows about?
I don't think I really did anything sneaky. Like nothing like Gracchus level or alliances or anything like that. I don't think so, unless I did. I don't remember. Maybe like the worst was like reinforcing Isidra in the last turn after I talked to Rain and said I wouldn't, and I did. But
yeah,
that's
I just want to go on record and say, Rain. I told Rain, I said, you are crazy. Bobby wants me to lose. There's no way that he's going to empty Isidra. As in, listen, he's going to reinforce Isidra.
No, everything would have been fine. Like, I talked to you, I think, round 4, saying I didn't want Sly to win, and I'll help you out. And then you pretty much told me to fuck off and see you on the battlefield. So after that, I was like, fuck you, Chase. Like, I'm actually offering, like, you don't have to betray Sly. I could have done, like, some, like, fucking shake-up work for you without even knowing. And then you were just like, no, honor before death. And then I talked to Rain, and I was like, yeah, let's see how this goes. And then he went first.
So it's all good.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But that was like,
I'm pretty sure
But I did it. But I just want to let you know, everything I told you was the truth. Like, I wanted Sly to lose. I didn't want him to win, and I wanted to help you out. So anything I did in the last round was just out of spite and pettiness.
which is what I expected from the very beginning.
No, because I had no spite or pettiness in the beginning. You earned that towards the end.
He's good at earning it.
But why you didn't want me to win?
Because you
He
won
didn't
last
win
time.
last
twice.
I don't like to see people keep re-winning. You know, it's like, I hate the Patriots. New England, I hate them
okay.
because they keep winning. I don't like the Yankees because they won a lot. Like, I like to see different stuff winning all the time. So like
okay,
Sly
that's the
winning
reason.
twice would have been like, fuck Sly.
Okay, makes sense.
It's not like personal, just like, sorry you won last time. Eat a dick.
Sly, what about you? I think you played a very honest game, but and we in the Overlords are kind of seeing you be very cautious with your moves, and we were like, is Sly actually playing? Is Sly strategizing? So did you do any sneakiness? I don't know.
No sneakiness. I did it last time. With the Northrocks, I built a console, but 3 people, me and my lieutenant and a third one. I did that one as well with the elves. So this time it was James and Neil, Temperance and Thing. And I discussed all my movements, every talk that I had with them. And yeah, I actually played strategic. So I make plans, what the most to get. I've written the routes. I said, okay, the most points are later. The lands and the outposts, we have to watch, we have to connect the north with the south, we have to check what we were doing after round 1 where everything was hell loose. I had no contact so far with any other Overlord. So I started the strategic with no contact to any Overlord.
You called me while I was at the vet.
Yeah. Whoa. About that, about the thing is, why did we split up the map?
Yeah, that's still contact.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave you good advice that day. That was before I decided to stab everybody in the
but
butt.
it's not like, okay, we start the strategic and I have a plan to work with you or something like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
No, I had no contact with somebody. The contact that I had with you was because this split up on map was sus for me, because, like I said, I was the last one. Everything is set in stone for me, and why the Overlords are there, why did that? And then round 1 was totally chaos, and round 2 I said, fuck off, I'm gonna save myself up. I cut off the connection from some attackable possible from Josh, and I put 1 on my Overlord and 1 on my outpost to be sure that round 2 not the same shit happens again. So I didn't have any sneaky stuff up there.
I have a question for you, Sly. So the elves, your original plan was to start with your sort of B team warlords,
Yeah,
and then eventually work your way to the A team warlords.
correct.
But you seemed eager to have your B team warlords survive as long as possible.
Sure,
So
because...
I was talk me through that decision-making process.
Yeah, right, because this was something where I said, okay, the Overlords on the map are ammunition. You can respawn every turn 1 Warlord, which is a free kill. You can just let him run through and see what happens. But the longer you do that one, you getting worse of Warlords. So I decided to start with a good B team. Only the lieutenant was strong enough. I said we need to start someone strong with the banner. We get fucked. I'm gonna fuck him up as well. But that time stronger. That was the thinking behind it.
I know something an elf did that was sneaky.
What was that?
Did it have something to do with scheduling?
No, it doesn't. It's way more benign than that. So after the round 1 map reveal, Temperance DM'd me and was like, "I'm glad that somebody shook things up because I didn't want to kumbaya for the next month." He was excited, so that felt good because I like Temperance. He's a good person.
Yeah, he is.
I do also want to say it was very funny seeing all the other factions talk about their moves and seeing Sly talk to his people about, yep, this is our plan. I really think it's going to work out. I think it's going to be great. Meanwhile, I'm watching literally every other 5 faction do the exact opposite. And then the map comes out, the other 5 do one thing, and then Sly just goes in like, well, that didn't go as I planned. That just made me laugh. Like, just being able to see all the channels happen in real time and like stay quiet and let everybody just do their thing. It was like watching a reality TV show. It really was. Like, I loved it. And Sanjington in chat was just bringing up another discussion. He was asking, at what point did every faction all of a sudden stop putting information in because you knew the Medusans can see? And like, if you were going to challenge for a neutral Overlord or going to challenge Orvok, like, at what point did you just stop saying things? Or in some other cases that NH Irish Punk says, feeding us false information. Was that a part of anyone's strategy?
So Shane specifically, after round 1, like that night, I was like really bummed out. I think I talked to Bobby, but like by the next day, I was kind of over it, and that was whenever like Fat Kid and Bobby really drug Shane in general. So I called Shane and I was like, "Hey man, like this is an opportunity. You were really running your mouth before the draft. Why don't we do this thing where you're a heel and just start complaining about me? Like, please be subtle." And there are like multiple times where I DM'd Shane and I was like, that's not subtle enough. Just no context, just a timestamp, and it 100% corresponds to something he's saying in public, right? But he specifically was also in our private chat, or the Kentucky chat, he was fine. But in our Deverinian chat, he was still playing the part. And specifically because of Vac, because he was worried, because Sanji was the person he was like most trying to get in with. He was worried that Vac would say something to Sanji.
No,
and my thought was,
I have to interrupt real quick with this one, because there's even before strategic, there's this big fucking underlying thing that because Vac is New Jersey, that we would end up getting inside information, that he would end up throwing shit to us, like all this other shit. That is the complete opposite of what the fuck actually happens. Like I talked to Vac about Orvok, and he was like, "Fuck you," he cursing me off. I was like, "Why don't you just throw me some points, Chris? Like, I have to ask, you know. I asked Graham to do it. I asked Wesley to do it. Like, you can't like not negotiate with the neutrals." And he was like, "Fuck you!" Like the most aggressive I've ever seen Chris. Not a single bit of inside information from any chat has ever came out of his lips or his fingers from our group chat. Not a single thing. He's the most we as a group are the most competitive and will not do that shit at all. So let's like, I get everybody's worry about that shit, but going forward, like, you don't have to fucking worry about that.
I just want to say that I feel like the round 1 map reveal kind of proved that, because the most innocent thing in the world, if you're trying to tip off your buddy, is I'd be careful about leaving my capital unattended. Like, that's a very innocuous thing to say.
Dude, he called us all fucking idiots in our chat. He go, "Can't believe you guys fucking wanted to go with that plan." I was like, I'm not the one being challenged.
Yeah,
like, I don't care.
Yeah, I think I even said to Gracchus, I'm never gonna let Bobby forget that it took Gracchus to man up and break the treaty.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like I would never feed it, because it's just, that's lame. It's not fun if that's the case. Like,
it's not competitive. It's not the spirit of the game.
It created a real problem, because there were people that were on our team that were like not exactly in the know, that were like messaging me being like, "Hey, what the fuck is Shane's problem?" Like, so he said a couple things in chat, and I had to call him and be like, "Hey man, like, everybody thinks that you're like, there are people that are not in on this. You need to make sure that they're in on this, because right now it looks like if this thing doesn't go well, it blows up in our face, that you really are, you know, fucking us on purpose, and we're all dumb, and that's not cool." He's like, "No, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm putting on a show for Vac." I'm like, "Vac is not fucking saying anything." So he literally, it was right before movement when we took Morin accidentally, and he went into the chat and he apologized to everybody. And he was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean those things that I said. I literally was just fucking around." And I got a message from one of my players instantly being like, "I don't believe it." So
And
funny.
I
I'm pretty
don't
sure
think
that
that.
all worked on West.
So
See,
now the
he
only
told me he was reading your chat and was like, "They're awful. It's going nowhere."
I don't think that Chris would ever do that one. I wouldn't. I didn't have this single idea. We put on surely, I think, as everybody else, an internal chat without admins. But we talked a lot about the official one. But if it was more about where I was thinking that better nobody other than us knows it, I posted there. But I don't have seen the other one like you did. But we had still a lot of conversation in our chat, which the admin can confirm.
I only had, I think round 1 and 2, I took it serious. I was like, no, we can't let Graham and all them see our shit. And then like I just stopped caring. It was way too many messages, way too many things going on. I was like, we're just going back to this. I don't care.
Yeah, that's kind of how.
Because like, what are they gonna do? Like, if Graham knows that I'm gonna challenge him, like, what is he gonna fucking do about it? He can't move. Like, he's just gonna get challenged, right? Like, you same with Vag. Be like, oh, he's gonna get challenged. But oh, get ready. Like, get ready for however many people. Like, fuck you. You don't need to get mentally prepared.
Well, our thing was we were talking about having like an Overlord challenge strategy the week of deck building. So we very much, all of our conversations about challenging neutral Overlords were not in the official channel because we didn't know if their decks were locked in or not. But yeah, after the event, it's like, who the fuck cares? After it started,
No, I do think, and this was good because Bobby built a deck specifically to challenge my Overlord, and then asked if he could send the deck list to Vac and AJ to check instead of me.
Yeah, because once you saw the deck, like, you understand why I had to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like that's a perfectly reasonable thing for Bobby to ask, and I think it worked out well.
There you go.
Thanks to Ian.
Let's get on that. That's my next question.
Fucking Ian, man.
The hero.
Chase, tell us about EM, because I know that there is what the public thought happened. There's what actually happened. There's what the dwarves said happened. So I want to give you a chance first.
Can I go? Can I talk first about this?
No. You talked enough. Let's get Chase in. You can respond. I will give you first chance to respond, but let's let Chase get into this. Come on, Chase, talk about it.
Okay. All right. So literally, a lot of people thought that we had planned this, but the hat goes off to Ed because he was on his own. He went rogue. Like at this point in the event, like Ed, I guess he had like the first part of the event, he had work stuff going on, and he was like my Tesla on X, pretty much. And like I couldn't get him to respond. Like I had to submit decks for him, and so I didn't think that he was going to be playing. But like he eventually like started responding, and it kind of came around this part of the event where they were challenging Salazar, and we had to submit somebody in there. Well, he kind of went rogue and went quiet, and I talked to him, and I was like, hey, the plan is like EM's a complete sacrifice. We just need the dwarves not to get points, and we have to send the Warlord in. He mentioned wanting to play Samuel, so I was like, all right, well, you already have a Warlord you want to play, so we're going to send you in to, like, your entire point of being in that Overlord challenge is to make sure the dwarves don't win. If somehow you win, great, but like your entire point is to be a sacrifice and to like disrupt the dwarves. And outside of that, that's all I knew. So he knew the game plan. We talked about it. And then outside of that, apparently, I guess Midge reached out to him, I guess. And Bob, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like either Yotaka Fish or Midge reached out and was like, hey, let's 3v1 Salazar. Let's kill Salazar. And I had no idea about this. And like Ed never came to me and talked to me about it. And then like he was kind of dropping like these subtle subliminal messages in chat. Like they were talking about like there's like an hour or two before the Overlord challenge, and Ed said something along the lines of can't wait to kill Salazar. And then Rain reached out to me, and I reached out to him at the same time, and we're like, what's going on? Like, have you talked to Ed? And he's like, no, I haven't talked to him. He won't respond. And I was like, yeah, he's not responding to me either. And so we had no idea going into that fight if he was actually going to be on the dwarf team or if he was going with the plan that we had set in place. So with that, Bobby, I'll let you take over.
So it was Midge. Midge messaged me. He goes, I'm going to message this guy. I'm going to see if I can get him to flip. And I was like, it's probably not going to happen because it just doesn't work. He messages him and he goes, hey man, let's kill this. And Ed went along with it. And then me and Fracken still even said no, man, you still got to, even if he does, you have to prepare for him to betray you. 100%. There's no shot. And then he told Yotaka gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. He just believes everybody. And he believed them, and he didn't ghost bog him going to the front. He fucking annihilated Grace. It was great.
And Midge also had double exhaustion in hand, too.
Yeah,
if they wanted to, they could have shit all over him.
They could have complete, but I think the ghost bog was enough. And then the double exhaustion was for Salazar, which is fair. That's fair. That's a surprise thing,
Yeah.
I was at Chase's house and we watched this together, and I think we tuned in right at the time of the obliterate, and we saw there was a ghost bog on the board, and we saw an action later, an exhaustion get played. And we were both like, how the fuck did he get to the front rank ready if they had that? We had no clue at all what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, it should have been the ghost bog, but Yotaka's very nice.
I also wasn't 100% sure which team Ed would end up on. I messaged him after Rain messaged me and was like, we're sending this guy in to help you. I was like, hey man, you and I are gonna be working together. And he responded, "Are we?" with 5 question marks.
Let's go.
And then he responded, capital K. And then before the match, he messaged me, "Sup? Do the midgets know we are teaming up?"
He played it masterfully. Afterwards, I was like, all right, you deserve a DM. I was like, do you have a physical copy of EM? He's like, no, I've always wanted one. So I'm sending him a copy of EM for what happened. I was like, you earned this, son.
There you go.
I just have to say, the funniest thing, Ed said something in chat, so I just went to his DMs and waved at him, and then he waved back at me an hour later. And then that night, he said something in response to somebody talking about me. He goes, I wouldn't count on Gracchus. He didn't answer DMs. So I went to my DM, saw he'd waved at me and started to type something. And he immediately went, nah, NAH, exclamation point, period, 5 times in a row. Because I guess it said Gracchus is typing. And I was like, man, I waved at you. What are you talking about? And he goes, what can I do for you? Or how can I be of kind service for you, to you? And I was like, I don't know. I just thought the EM thing was cool. He goes, thanks, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then just went offline. It's the weirdest interaction ever. Dude is crazy.
That is awesome.
That's the best interaction. To anybody that wasn't a Free Kingdoms, he was fucking go. He's like, no, he's so what's the word? I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. Whatever. Aggressive.
Yeah.
He's funny.
He did awesome
about Midge cursing him out, and this really stuck with me because we finished the game, and I was like, I need to go to bed, and then Ed was like, yeah, me too, and then Midge said, I hope you wake up 3 times, and then disconnect.
He did message me after the match and said the highlight of being cursed out by Midge was the highlight of my strategic.
We got our revenge though on the Samuel from the last 2 matches. I got the 2. I actually played 2 Jet Gargoyles when he played a spell and then killed Samuel. I was like, this feels great.
Yeah, and he drew no characters other than a Raskin. So he's got trucked. But yeah, when I saw the double jet, I was like, well, this is gonna be over quickly.
What the fuck is that on your stream?
I know, right?
I have no clue what that is.
Somebody's starting some shit.
That's funny.
Alrighty, let's get going here. Let's see, what was the next one? You guys are fucking making me get all distracted.
No, you're still doing confessions.
Oh, has anyone else got any last call for confessions?
Josh has confessed nothing.
I don't think I have anything to confess. I didn't really. I
No, you got something to
I
confess.
asked-
Come on. Come on.
Do it.
Right.
Come on.
Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is, and I'll confess it.
What have
I don't
you?
know what
It's
it is.
chocolatey.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah.
one?
You
Yeah.
should confess that. 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Robert, why
before
aren't you
any
eating that on
games were
stream?
played-
My wife threw it
Yeah.
away.
She threw it away.
What? Why?
Yeah.
You
we-
love chocolate dick.
I'm gonna say,
I
can you
know.
answer
It's
what
my
it
favorite.
is
I
for
was gonna
everybody?
eat it on stream
It's the
too, for
two
real.
things Gracchus loves the most: dick and chocolate.
True. It's true. I'm a connoisseur of both. I do want to say that after the stream, we saw that was it Sanji and Josh were in a chat after the EM stream. So Chase
Yeah.
jumped into it, and then Rain jumped into it, and I was like literally right there, but I was not talking. And so Chase is talking
that's
to
especially fun.
yeah. So Chase is talking to them, and I get brought up, and there are they have a conversation, and I can't remember the exact verbiage, so I'm gonna be a little fast and loose here, but it was, how dare Robert Photoshop a text message about a game in a game about lying. In real life, I gave his address to 12 people so they could mail him threats. One of these things crosses a line and the other one doesn't. That was like the real gist of the conversation.
I have
No.
problem
I'm saying that I'm
knowing your
summarizing the conversation. Your attitude was one of these things crosses the line, the other one doesn't.
I don't disagree. Yeah. I mean, I don't like it when people say that I said things that I don't say and then like give fake proof. That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure. Before any round one games were played, so before either Overlords match was played, I got your address and then immediately sent it to Mason and said, should anyone on your team feel the need, this is Robert's address and this is a website. They mailed people chocolate dicks anonymously and glitter bombs and stuff like that. And I sent it to all of my team. And I was like, should anyone feel the need to send Robert anything, this is his address. And so I sent him
A glitter bomb and a chocolate dick.
Yeah, a glitter bomb and a chocolate dick. Did you open the glitter bomb?
No, I was gonna open it with my kids, but my wife threw it away.
That's so rude. I feel like you honestly still get the last laugh there though, because I didn't know if you had gotten it because it was delayed like a week. Like with the weather
so they
and
didn't.
Stuff, it didn't get there.
So the package. So UPS broke the pack because it came in a box originally. They repackaged it in like one of those envelope things and shoved it into my mailbox. And I'm a millennial, so I check my mail like once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know if
Gracchus's
you had
wife.
it. So like it took an extra week to get there, and I was like, but I want him to post about this, and then it never happened.
Gracchus's wife was like, I ain't cleaning this shit up. No way.
That's exactly what it was.
She knew where it was going to. Like, I deal with this. She is taking the initiative of. She knows of Gracchus's treachery, so she's like, nope, gotta get him before he gets me.
Did she throw away the gummies too? Somebody sent him gummies.
No, I didn't get gummies.
Oh, you didn't get them? I thought you got like a bag of gummies.
No, I didn't get those. I got unless she got them and threw them away. I got giant chocolate dick, which is giant. It's not that big, but
he's had bigger.
He's had bigger.
And then I got the glitter bomb. So.
Alrighty, let's see. Let's move on. What we're gonna do? We got one more question. Let's do before we move on to superlatives, because then I think that'll kind of cover it. I think the last thing I want to just ask is, do you have any regrets? Just generally speaking. So anyone who wants to take it, whether it's strategically, whether it's I shouldn't have drafted this person, or I should have played this differently, or I shouldn't have trusted that person. Like, what would you say is your biggest regret? And I can answer for Mason. His biggest regret is all in round one, and then like that's it. Like that drove his whole thing. But for anyone else, any other regrets?
It It's funny. Wait, before we move on from Masons, the mercenaries talked about maybe leaving someone in their capital so they wouldn't get 3v1. It was brought up as a possibility. They discussed it, and then I don't know what happened after that. So, whoops.
Whoops.
That's wild.
Any other regrets, folks? No, you all are.
No one wants.
I think
No
it-
one wants
I
to
think
say
it-
anything.
Regret. It's hard to say because I did get the fake message from Gracchus where he got a chat with Josh, and I was typing Josh, and I got a land from him, and he wanted back, and I'm asking if he can ask him if he can have back around later to see if he really tried to strike me or not. But I totally lost my trust in Josh with the fake message from Gracchus. In the end, yeah, I'm sorry for that one, but to that point,
That was his intention.
yeah, and it totally worked. Because I didn't trust anybody to that point anymore. I say, okay, even the cooperation with Chase was not directly safe from the beginning. We were,
Yeah, it was pretty shaky from the start.
yeah, I don't know when you reached out to me, round 2, I guess.
Yeah, I reached out to you before my movements round 2 and was like, hey, Graham put us on top of each other, so we're either going to spend this entire event killing each other, or we can be in an alliance with each other.
Yeah.
And that's what we ended up doing. And even though we were the entire time, we had to call before every movement and talk to each other. And the entire time, like we like trusted each other, but like we're looking for that knife in the back every round, you know?
Yeah. Each turn was always a discussion to you don't do shit. Yeah, I don't do shit. You don't do shit. I don't do shit. It's something like that. And like I said,
It felt very Cold War-ish.
yeah. And then we were looking at the field and all the stuff and said, yeah, okay, the Thrugs and the Dwarven run into Deverania with the Mercs. What they gonna do after that? Well, we both sitting in the corner. We can slap each other's and getting attacked later by them, or we try to save territories. So, okay, let's make an agreement to not attack each other and split out and see what we can do.
Yeah, because with the way it played out, if I look, I want to just see. So, Free Kingdoms had 262 points. L's had 227 and were in third place. So, theoretically, if you had taken 3 of those Free Kingdoms territories that are very empty right now, and
Yep.
just moved your guys into that, you swing 30 off and 30 onto you, and you guys win this event. So, like Hosh is asking,
Right, but
like,
it
why
works
didn't you
both,
do it?
it works both ways, you know? Like, we could have done that to Sly, but we both trusted each other that we wouldn't. And we even were like, if you saw that in Maziris on the last round, we both decided to send in our lieutenants, and this whoever won that fight took Maziris.
Yeah.
Like, I could have easily sent like 2 or 3 people because Sly was fighting on 3 or 4 different fronts in the last round and 2 or 3v1, but we didn't because like up until that point we were trusting each other. So I was like, all right, and like the whole time my team and of course Robert in my ear the entire time he said Sly is going to stab you in the back, and I was like, yeah, he might, but I don't think he's gonna. We've been talking this entire event, and he seems like he's not gonna stab me in the back. And I told him I wouldn't do it. So if he stabs me in the back and wins, then I mean that's just like that's what I set myself up for. But I don't think he will. Hopefully,
your exact message was, I would rather lose and be honorable than win and be dishonorable. That's in the Kentucky
there
chat.
you go. Yep.
And I think Dylan's response was, that's stupid.
I think that's what I told Rain, and that's what I told, because when we were in that chat, because Sanji and I had been playing the round before, or like the hour before rather, the Salazar match, and so we just stayed in that chat and we were chatting while we watched the Salazar match, and then Rain and Chase came in, and I was like, hey, you know that round 6 you could just take like 5 places from Sly. There's no way he's going to be protecting them because he's clearly doing some other stuff. If you take 5 things from him, it doesn't matter what he does the last round. He literally has to take all of those back or he loses. So why not just like guarantee that you win? And he was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. That's kind of dumb, but okay.
I mean, we could do that one as well. This was always a possibility, but I even talked to Chase and said, I can just. There's a possibility that we can just fuck you up and go over corpses and win strategic a second time, but that's not the fun about it. I mean, why? It's about fun and people. Sure, I can fuck everybody up and win strategic a second time, but then I lost more than I have won. I mean, I think I made some points in the first strategic. I backstepped and used all my force to get revenge on Wes. And the second strategic, I said I stayed to my word. So let's see what happens in the third one.
Ooh, there you go.
That was a weird attitude from everybody. I thought it was really, really strange.
I know. It's a
That
game of
that
treachery.
You're the only one who lied.
No, the weird attitude was this is a game that is very political. It's an area control game where politics is used to try and force favorable matchups for your people. And it is, like, Sly made a really, really good point. I'm glad he's the one that said it. It is about having fun. It is about having fun. And I ask my people, like, every step of the way, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? But there's this badge of honor that some people had where they're like, I never did anything dishonest, you piece of shit. Whenever every single one of you have done something dishonest.
that fucking virtue signaling that you accuse me of, you old jackass.
But Sly, I will say, and this is a difference between you and me, and I'm not calling you out. You did what I think is the most egregious thing in strategic. You did, like, the dirtiest real life thing that could have been done, including mailing me a pack of dicks. And that was drafting Neil.
Hmm.
Drafting the thing when he's clearly a Free Kingdoms person.
Like, he's clear, like, that would be like somebody drafting Bobby to play elves.
Or someone drafting Gracchus to play mercs.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. And Neil is a very classy, not petty guy, and clearly he rolled with it and was fine.
He never would have betrayed it.
I was about to say, Neil was pretty okay with it from all we saw. He was very into it, too, and very pro-elf.
What can I say? I'm very happy to play with Neil, and he was a good console member, and so far, over the time, I had a lot of connection with Neil. And I choose players where I had the feeling that I can talk on a quiet and very logical base with them, and he was a very good choice for that one. And
Neil played elves in both December and November, the two prior tournaments to this.
Yeah, I said this in the beginning though, is that Neil just plays Ducat elf. Like, that's what he does.
Ducat elf in November, but he played Songinal in December, I think. Maybe it wasn't Songinal, but it wasn't just a normal elf.
Well, whenever he said that, I looked at the sheet, and he said that he'd play for any faction. So, like, that's on him. If he wanted to be Free Kingdoms, which he was my next pick right before Sly took him. I should have took him first, and that's on me. I just thought that I would get him because he mainly played Free Kingdoms, but I mean, he did say in his description that he would play for any faction. So I mean, like, as long as he was cool with it, so I think it's fine. Like, it's not like you and me, Robert, or you and I guess that's how I should say it, where I only want to play Free Kingdoms and you only want to play devs. And if we were on a different team, we would be butthurt about it. You know, like, I don't think that that's how Neil felt, or at least I
don't think that that's how Neil felt either. I think Neil's a class act. But I think that...
So wait, wouldn't this be virtue signaling? Aren't you trying to make, like, you're trying to, like, seem like you're defending somebody, like, when you don't need to fucking defend them right now? Like, Neil's fine with it. It worked out for him. And you're just, like, causing shit for no fucking reason. Like, shut up and let it go.
No, what I'm doing is I am saying that it's a little bit hypocritical to...
It's not hypocritical, because what Chase said is that Thing said he'll play any faction. What happened to you and nobody else. Don't fucking try to put this on Neil. Neil had fun on the elves. He had a good time. He said he'll play for any faction. You said you'll play for the devs. You got drafted the mercs, and you fucked the mercs over. So it's a completely different situation. Like, and you're saying, like, Sly did the one horrible thing... like, no. Like, I think Josh giving your address to people and sending shit, like, that's bad. Like, slide drafting Neil when Neil could play anything, like, that's not that big of a fucking deal.
I would
But
like to
so
correct you,
Sly,
Bobby. I want to correct.
no.
No, hold on. I want to correct Bobby.
Go ahead.
Gracchus has fucked over the Mercs twice now. Okay, go ahead, Gracchus.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
my bad.
So Sly, Bobby, Chase, and Josh have all four made comments to me this strategic about how honest they are. And Bobby fucked with scheduling to play with for Worldfall. At least that's what it
No, I
appeared to
didn't.
be. I don't know what really
No
happened.
fucking way did I fucking do that. That's you guys fucking assuming. I made
The
jokes
elves-
that I did. I made jokes that I would fill in for anybody on my team because like I just wanted to play. Rain assumed that I wanted to fill in for Worldfall, and that he talked to him directly to get scheduling there. I had no say. I always offered I can sub if people wanted me to. I didn't force anybody to sub or want to sub for anybody that wanted to play. So that's just another fucking assumption on your end. So
I
don't
just
fucking
said it
sit
was an
here and
assumption.
no. But don't sit here and say that like I wasn't being honorable or I'm trying to like fucking break the game. Like no, I didn't. I didn't fucking lie to anybody besides Rain when I said I wouldn't reinforce Isra. That's it. So you go fuck yourself.
Okay, I'll go fuck myself with a chocolate dick.
I will
Every one of you
also
guys did
confirm.
something-
I can confirm that Worldfall never was a strategic sub. Worldfall was always the first to come over into the chat being like, guys, I can't play, or guys, I am definitely playing. Like, he was very like direct with Bobby in that, and he himself pulled himself out of games and said, guys, sub for me. I got work.
I only subbed for people when they could not play. Like the fucking night of when Worldfall pulled out randomly. When I guess he became an uncle and he couldn't play the game. That's when I subbed in for him. There was no planning, there was no messaging, there was none of that shit that you guys fucking assume.
So,
Yeah, this was something
ahead.
that we paid careful attention to. I think in 2022 there was some
Rigged.
sort of oddly draconian substitution rules, and dropout rules that caused some problems. So we were going to go a little looser this year and just make sure that nobody's screwing anyone out of any playtime. So we paid careful attention, and I think all the substitutions were above board and okay.
Well, you guys issued a public statement saying that there was a match between the elves and the dwarves that were both of them trying to filibuster to get a favorable substitution. So
Yes.
what you said publicly during the event definitely made it sound like there were some things going on behind the scenes that you knew about.
That's because they waited 30 something hours and nothing, and like 3 people agreed on a time, 1 person couldn't do it, and then Sly comes in Saturday like 12 hours before the match and tries to mix everybody's fucking time up to where it would have been a point to where like I would have had to end up subbing in or somebody else would end up having subbing in when all 3 people agreed to a time already.
Yeah, but
So like that's
my
why
point,
it was fucking stepped in. Like that has nothing to do. Like again, all you had to do was have a conversation with me, Gracchus, instead of fucking assuming like I'm trying to do something like shitty and shady. Like that's just all that would happen is that it was a scheduling conflict. That's it.
And we pushed it as Medusan Lords. We when we saw any thought of, or even just if we got the impression, specifically for me, I don't know if Graham was like this, but for me, it's like, if I got any impression that any of the teams didn't like even if they already agreed to something, that, hey, what happens if we just don't agree to this time and then like try and reschedule it to something that favors us? Like, if I got a sense that was happening, I jumped right into the chat and saying, guys, move along, get it scheduled, move it, because we didn't want any of that, like, because that's just a bad time for everybody. So even if I probably did that to innocent teams, but it doesn't matter. Like, we as the organizers of the game don't want to see that happen. So that's why I publicly said that too.
So
Yeah.
I'll just make my point in a slightly different way. Bobby, you said you were going to fuck everybody over turn 2. Were you going to tell everybody that you were going to fuck everybody over turn 2? Is that your plan all along?
I was gonna not tell people I wasn't gonna fuck them over.
I
Like
know
I
what
don't
that
feel
means.
I don't feel like what you did turn 1 was fucking people over. I think it was you playing the game. Now if you went and told Mason, which I think you might have, I don't know, but if you go and tell people that like, hey, I'm not gonna do this to you, and then you go and do it, that's fucking people over.
So
But like if you don't say anything, if you don't make promises to anybody, if you don't tell people opposite of what your intention actually is, like you're not being like a scumbag, right?
So I had a conversation with Mason the day of the draft because the Overlord chat went mysteriously quiet when we were just talking about whether this treaty was going to happen or not. And Mason messaged me and he said, let's stay out of each other's hair. And he literally messaged me a picture of Josh's map, but the only marks on it were the red and blue marks. And so I was like, yeah, that's fine. If, the treaty with Josh thing doesn't happen, that's fine. And then, like, the very next day, you and I think Chase, but I can't remember, Josh and everybody started talking. That's whenever we made the official one that Sly was a part of, because there were original conversations about it being a 5-way treaty and we just kill either Sly or Temperance because we thought they wouldn't do it. But that's when we made the official chat, and that's when we had the official conversation. And Mason assumed that he had something, I guess, deeper with me than just the 6-way treaty or whatever. But Mason also, whenever I talked to him after we took Morn the second time, and I was like, man, I just found out it was on a typo. Is that true? And he said, yeah. And I was like, man, that feels really, really bad. I think on both ends of the phone, that feels really, really bad. We should probably talk about like something we can do to make up for it. And he literally thought that I meant, I'm just going to give you back Morn, take backsies, not going to do anything. And so we're going to turn in movement. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna give me back Morn, right? And I was like, I said I would do something for you. I'm not giving you back Morn. And that's whenever we came up with he can have a 3v1 on Ron. But I thought it was just I thought that there was a lot of people saying, I'm better than the person that's playing the game. And I thought that was pretty annoying.
Well, so you go into exact detail with everything you just fucking said, but then you're like, oh, then there's some people that said summing up something that you just fucking said. Like, who's the person, what did they say, and what bothered you? How do you go into so much fucking detail with that?
So it was Josh saying that he was honest to everybody. It was Chase saying that he would rather lose and be honorable than win and be dishonorable. It was Sly being righteously indignant about me faking the text message about the game. And it was you being defensive about people questioning your honesty in the game about lying.
So how is that bad? Because if I wasn't being dishonest or wasn't lying, why is that me being defensive bad?
It's like the implication
because I don't lie or anything. What implication?
We had this conversation in my DMs, but the implication is that you're somehow better than the people that are literally.
No, and that's how you took it. That's not implication on me. That's how you fucking think, because you're not used to people not fucking you over.
Yeah, but like it's
seriously like the hardest time to fucking talk to you at times. Like, it's so irritating. Like, you could just have somebody just like being their self, and then like you just find a fucking problem with it.
Maybe a shortcut here, because just a point from somebody who's way out of that one. I don't have any moment the suggestion that somebody tried to exchange the person who played for a better player, not so far. I didn't have the thinking, and like Chris said before, even while we had the shielding gap with Bobby, I was okay, wake up. 30 hours, nothing happened. All I tried to get was some information, what were the times. The admins just put and pushed it to that it was possible for everybody to go. So I didn't have a single thinking that somebody or some other guys in other matches tried to exchange players for a better view or something.
Yeah, we're gonna end that right there, just because we move along. I feel like the chat is also saying like Bobby and Grackers are going in circles, and let's just end it there. But other people are very excited because they said this is what we came here for. So it is a win-win. All right, let's move along. Let's go to our next little exercise that we got going on here. So let's get to the superlatives. So I'm gonna pop this up right now, and we're gonna fill these out together. I gotta get rid of the good old portrait of Graham here because it's in the way. But so I want to work with all you guys to kind of come up. We came up with a few categories of these superlatives, and I want to collectively all of us come to an agreement on who we think is the winner. But also we have room for honorable mentions. Now, the Medusans ourselves kind of came up with a lot of these categories. We talked about who we think also kind of fit in there. So as a neutral party, we do have some suggestions as well. But, I mean, I have you guys on here, right? Let's just talk about it. It'll be more fun. Maybe you guys start yelling at each other again, and it'll be great. But either way. So with that, let's go to the first category, which is the MVP award. So this goes to player, lieutenant, overlord, what have you. Who do you guys think was the most valuable player of strategic? Open the floor to anyone who wants to throw out a nominee.
Rain gets my vote. He was awesome. He was my first pick, and he was. I figured he's a great player, but I figured he really good in strategic. He did really well last strategic, so I was very happy to first pick him, and he was better. He was even better than I hoped he would. So he's my vote.
I would actually vote for Rain too.
I would vote for Rain too.
Rain fucking put in work with that Kazaya deck.
The Overlords also unanimously voted Rain. That we think that is a clear MVP award for Rain. We do want to throw out some honorable mentions though. That specifically, and chat mentioned it too, Ollie threw it out. We do want to give an honorable mention to Wild Bill, aka Trucker. The dude killed 4
he would be my
Warlords.
vote for sure.
He killed 4 Warlords in bad
awesome.
battles.
Wasn't he the only one that won a 2v1?
Yeah, he was the only one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He had the most important plays in the outpost fight, which got me the outcome I needed, which was like Chase leaving us alone. And then he won the 2v1 to put us in the second. So yeah, he for sure is.
Josh, wasn't Wild Bill doing something when he won that 2v1? Do you remember what you told me?
Yes. He messaged us, or he messaged me while I was on the Overlord fight. He was like, "Yeah, that whole time I was doing the 2v1, I was playing poker. I had been drinking since 6." And I won $30.
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
So good, man.
Good job, Wild Bill.
He's the opposite of Shane.
Exactly. He got elevated.
He's great.
That's the next award. I think for honorable mentions, you have to put Sanji in there, and I'll tell you why. So whenever I was talking on the phone to Mason, I got 2 reasons. So whenever I was talking on the phone to Mason, Mason literally said his entire team either was not answering him when he's asking what they wanted to do, or they had just given up. Like this is like round 5. He said everybody kind of quit, and he said, "Oh, except for Sanji. Oh, Sanji's talking right now. Hang on, let me call you back." And then that's whenever he called me back, and he said, "Yeah, we're gonna do the 3v1 on you." And Sanji was apparently the person that made that a thing. And then in the fight, in the 3v1, there was one play that I never would have seen in a million years with 2 hints that literally I'd say, even with the 3 subverts, won in the game. And that was Sanji playing improved invisibility on Mason's army turn 2. Because, like, he's got 4 people left. I'm going to kill him that round. He plays improved invisibility on Mason's army. I literally have to abandon the resources turn 1 I invested in killing one of the characters, switch characters, and it just prolonged the game long enough for them to win. So I would say Sanji for sure.
Other names?
Also Orem.
Oh, you want to throw out Orem? Yeah, we'll add him in there too.
Yeah.
I also feel other names I'm throwing out that we talked about or chat's talked about. Silent 7 kills for the dwarves. I think I talked about it on the stream that we were at. He himself, when he had Stonefist, he was also getting some early wins for the team dwarves, even in some pit fights that looked like it wasn't going to go his way. So definitely want to shout him out. Zide Punk, what I think was a round 4 draft. And I don't think he lost a game. So like he definitely gets
I criminally undervalued him. He should have been higher on my pick list for sure. I'm just stoked that I got him.
To be fair, he was running a Derby, but he still did solid. Ed also gets it. You know, those guys, the dynamic duo right there. And then let's add Orem to the fray there for honorable mentions.
Also, I'd like to mention the close to 4-hour game with the dwarf that ended in a draw.
You know, yeah. Anyone who played in that match, yes, except for Wad, because Wad's probably the reason.
Yeah, I want to mention that one as well because that must be a pain in the ass.
4-player snooze fest. Got it. That's in there. All right. LVP, the least valuable player, or someone adding anything else?
Well, I was gonna say Orem was down for everything, and he was the craziest deck builder I've worked with in forever. It literally got shades of dealing with rain in the previous strategic, and it was great because I didn't have to sell Orem down the river, so it was nice.
There you go. Let's go least valuable player. So I heard Josh throw out Tesla at X, who got Tesla, whatever it is.
Didn't play.
When it's like a planned missing player, like is it really like the least valuable player?
It was not planned.
I will
honestly, if you want to be super fun, we could say it's Woodrow because they offered me Woodrow after round 1. I said, "Hey Woodrow, will you play?" He said, "I don't want to play a deck someone else made." I said, "That's stupid."
Yeah, that sounds like Woodrow. You know he's telling the truth with that one. But yes, that is confirmed. That is the case. I can also confirm that I literally opened an entire investigation to see if this was actually Josh. If there was somebody with this dude's name, and Graham also was like, "Yeah, no, I found this guy in Facebook. Like this is him."
That dude joined Discord in 2019. So if it is Josh's burner, it's a long con.
Long con for sure.
Yeah, it would be a very impressive catfish. All right, so we got Tesla and X. Any other?
I still think he should be an MVP, not an LVP.
Well, any other suggestions, folks? Nobody.
This one's too mean. No one wants to do it.
Yeah, I know. What the hell? We had Shane on there because of how he was.
I'll be rude.
What's up, Graham?
I think maybe not like absolute least value, but definitely far overvalued. Did not put up the points that we would have hoped from them. Would be the world champions on the Mercenaries roster.
Oh, that's fair.
Neither Celtic nor Flanzy really accomplished anything on the map.
Well, they didn't. Do you really blame them when they didn't have like a map though?
Yeah, they had a hard, and they couldn't. They had to get subs a bunch too, I think, right? Because nap times didn't work out.
Yeah, Celtic had a newborn, and Flanzy got the flu.
Yeah, better family planning from Celtic, I think, necessary there.
Yeah, I remember when me and Graham were talking about the draft results, Graham was like, "Oh my God, the Mercenaries won the draft. Like, that's so good. I can't believe it." And I'm like, "Oh boy, looking back on that now, man, were you wrong?"
I was definitely wrong.
Yeah, I think I won the draft.
I was broken hearted.
Like,
Can we put AJ down
for LVP?
Yeah, as honorable mention.
AJ's the best. What are you talking about? He brought so much value.
We could put your ass down, Chris.
You can put my ass down. I lost both my challenge lords.
You lost both challenge lords in this event.
I'll put myself in.
Two.
Let's go. I'll put myself down.
Oh, and I want to mention, I think Christoph Kringle was very unfair.
Why do you put it in honorable mentions?
Because I didn't put myself as the winner yet. We haven't decided a winner. You all want to say I'm the least valuable? Because I'm not a player.
No, I'm pretty sure Teslion's the least valuable. The guy who did nothing.
What? I don't know.
Let's throw out Shane too. Because we want to
still mention that Christoph Kringle is a very unfair overlord.
Yeah, well, again, see, for me, I wanted to go fun and beatable with mine. Wes didn't want to deal with that shit. He doesn't like losing. Losing's fun.
Yeah, you got to. Well, with Kristoff, you have to build a deck that's completely geared towards fighting him, and no one, especially starting out, wanted to do that because we didn't know exactly what they were playing. But to beat Kringle, you need like the mercenary card, something. Yeah, you need that. Dimensional rift. Yeah, you need all that stuff, which is usually not very good in like a regular map battle. But like you could beat him, but you need to have the decks completely prepared to deal with that.
All right, let's move on to best lieutenant.
Fat kid.
Rain.
No, it has to go with
Mine.
Raid. Faggot
Temperance.
was good. Faggot
Rain
was
already
really good.
won something.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Temperance
So-
beat Rain. So
We and the Medusan Lords look for best lieutenant. We put Chase because we felt Rain was the.
That's amazing. I
can agree with
I
that.
think that's right.
That's rude.
Chase, you're a winner.
Wow.
Yeah, but either way, Chase or Ray, you could interchange this one. Let's see. So I heard Midge, I heard Ollie, I heard every.
Temperance honestly can go in there. I would say Temperance and Midge.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love that every one of the Overlords here defended their lieutenant, so that was good to hear. And I do think that each of you had great rapport with whoever it was that you picked. So like that worked out.
So Celtic was the only one that isn't an honorable mention?
Yeah, because he's also a least valuable player. Sorry, Celtic, you suck.
Yeah.
He's in chat. He's fine. Nah. Well, let's see. We'll put down. Okay. Let's go. I like Temp. I heard Midge, and I'll put it on Ollie. And you know what? Who else are we missing? Right?
Yeah. All of her.
I spelled Midge wrong.
Why is Chase the best lieutenant?
Were you not here?
The implication is that Rain's the Overlord.
Yes.
Oh yes, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say fuck all y'all.
Let's go to Overlord of the Year.
I kind of hate myself for saying this, but I'll have to say Gracchus.
Mhm.
Like, I hate saying it, but like he turned the strategic from turn one on. He kept making those big plays and kept it entertaining.
Yeah, I agree.
Like everybody else just kind of like we just like yeah, exactly. But he made it ridiculous.
We as the Medusan Lords agree.
He was
I don't want to give him credit for that one. Sorry.
I think we
abstained.
all regret saying this one.
Yeah. I mean, none of us did anything. I guess is what
We
getting
didn't. We didn't do as much as Gracchus.
I think that the honorable mention should be Tesley on X.
at. Yes.
By the way, without Tesley on X, I have to say this. I promised I would say it on stream. I said it in chat. We do not beat Orvac without Tesley on X.
that is probably true. Yeah.
That's true. Somebody
like
had to be the
mathematically
patsy there.
impossible.
The extra 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was gonna also put an honorable mention. I wanted to put AJ down there only because all the boat memes personally made me crack up.
They're
But-
pretty good.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
they're hilarious.
Like obviously I won one
Can we
game.
talk about like he didn't realize that the boat couldn't equip items till like the day before?
Yeah, it was great.
For a
What?
Nova could not move, AJ certainly made his presence felt all across the map.
There we go.
The best was like we were talking trash about challenging the boat, and AJ like he kept on like trying to goad us into challenging him, and like as one thing that he did was like a subliminal messaging out beside our different chat threads. He put B in one, O in one, A in one, and T in one, and then after we challenged him and they killed him, I think Rain said, "Oh man, I wish we could put shipwreck beside it." And Graham's like, "Here, I'll fix it." And then out off to the right hand side, he put REKD.
Showing that on the screen for
It was
all the
great.
folks right here so you all can see it. But yes, that was great. So let's give a shout out to AJ on that one. Moving on though, let's go to overperforming Warlord. So this doesn't necessarily have to do the player. It just has to do like, you know, maybe you had an ugly Warlord that you built the deck for that worked better than you thought, or something that you thought did a lot better than it had any business doing.
Well, if it was gonna be player, I was gonna say Chuda Pliskin. I think Kyra is really, really good, but Chuda literally killed an Overlord with a card I told him not to play.
Ooh, Coons
Which is
Coons
the
Masterful.
funniest thing ever. Yeah.
I'll put Chire. Oh, we don't have him as a winner yet, but like we have him as a nominee. Chire, I agree. Seeing that and Chuda doing that round one, as soon as he said, I knew what it did, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
He was so down on himself because he was pit fighting. He wasn't losing. He winning the pit fights, and he was like, he felt like a little left out. I was like, dude, you are the only one that has done anything that's gotten us any points. Like, you're the one that killed Mason.
He's allowed to lose a few pit fights when he gets you guys like 50 points or 30 points.
100% he is.
And he also lost a pit fight that he just chose not to play because he saw Darby and then took his cards and went home.
That's another thing that he did that was good for strategic. Is that meme's amazing?
Yes, it is.
And we don't have that without shooting.
He knows his worth. Like if he's not getting 30 points, he's not showing up.
Not facing this peasant.
So good.
I don't see Overlord and Bold Trade on there.
That's him.
I did like that Zoltan deck.
Yeah, the Zoltan deck was awesome.
No, the Zoltan deck was pretty cool too.
Yeah,
he built that
awesome.
before the draft. I was like, hey, I'm picking you first. He was like, you probably don't have to pick me first. I was like, I don't care. I'm picking you first. It'd be great. Yeah, he sent me that deck list or a version of that deck list before the draft even happened.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest decks that I saw. Was the Zoltan deck.
All right, so you guys want to go Zoltan or Chire as the winner, or do you have another nominee, Chase?
I was pretty happy with Keziah. Rain and I worked on that Keziah deck like for like a week up until it, and we made changes all the way up until the end. And that deck did a lot of work with the counter songs because Keziah got to start the banner. She has charisma built in. The counter song was not a 1 to cancel, or not a 1 to ready, or I mean to give the buff out. So because she gives out an extra strike to like a peon, like the deck is way stronger whenever you can start the banner. I mean, which can be said with about any of the banners, but like especially with the Alliance standard and like the weenies, like the deck overperformed for real.
Mo the Boss killed 2 elves. I just want to say.
Who's Mo the Boss?
Modred.
Oh.
Modred Akarsis.
Gotcha. All right. So who do we think is the winner then?
I go for.
I think
I go for Zoltan.
Chire. My vote's for Chire.
I say Chire. Obviously.
I vote Zoltan.
Ollie did awesome work there.
Graham, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I like the Zoltan deck. That was neat.
That clinches it. So Zoltan's the winner. We're gonna give Chire, Keziah, and we'll give Modred. Modred's really bad. So let's put Modred on there. Well done, guys. Alrighty. Top trash talker.
Rain.
You think Rain?
I think this was pretty
this list
clear.
is longer.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. Don't worry.
There was one piece of trash talk that really stuck out in my mind, which was, I believe, Yotaka Fish squaring off against Temperance.
We can't. We don't want to get Chris demonetized. We can't talk about that.
It
was so good.
It was certainly on another level.
Fucking reply back. Whoa, calm down, Yotaka. We don't need that type of thunder here. That one is pretty good.
Ollie brings something up in chat, and that is the Halo of Jersey.
Yeah.
Is that trash talk? I feel like it's
I don't think that's strategic related. So
that was a long
game. That thing was made well before strategic.
That is true. I got that letter in like July or something like that.
August.
No, it was after August.
I looked it up when he did it.
It was after Gen Con.
Oh, really? I thought it was.
He got the 10th anniversary set, and then he fucking told us about it and sent us the picture.
I hope somebody will craft a memoir statue out of it and set it somewhere in Jersey.
Yeah, I would say that the Midge thing is more of a meme than necessarily trash talk. So, but I could be swayed into Midge being on here too. But
I mean, we've already talked about AJ, but
Yeah. AJ was talking
Deliberately.
mad trash talk.
What,
I
was it the-
muted that.
Was that trash talk
So
like memeable though? Like, was it a real trash talk? I don't know.
It did happen behind closed doors, but it was very good. Like AJ would go for like hours, just like constantly, like sending boat gifts, like constantly in people's chats.
Let's go.
I would say the Yotaka fish thing is amazing.
Yotaka and Temperance will share this. Let's give honorable mention. We'll give honorable mention to Midge. Honorable mention to who were we just talking about? AJ.
Yeah, Midge going off on Shane was pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
In round 1 and 2.
Yeah, well, you
Bobby,
and Midge.
Well, I'm not gonna throw myself in there. I'll give credit to Midge.
On stream, you two
Bobby
were
needs an
berating
honorable
Shane.
mention in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you right next to him. You're right next to your lieutenant. Hold on. Alrighty. I think this is gonna be a clear, unanimous win. Savvy Saboteur. Are we going Ed on this one? I think just based off of the conversation we had.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yes, Ed did great work.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, and the meme that you made, Graham, of Salazar like holding Ian, I laughed at that shit forever.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good one.
That one, and then the one that Mason made
Fucking
whenever
Thor one. Where he's like, I can't beat you, but he can, and it's fucking Ian coming out of the fucking building.
that was
I
great.
did for Rain, and he said, make it funnier or make it better. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought Zach was playing Salazar, so I sent it to him to post, and he posted it.
I didn't know why you thought it'd be funnier if I did, but I was like, fuck it, yeah, I'll go. I don't care.
So then Chris told me that you said it. That's why I sent it to you. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
And then he screenshotted that and put it in the scrapbook.
Honestly, Savvy Saboteur, I feel like that the Baldur's Gate server needs to be mentioned because I fucking forgot Bobby was in there so many times.
Kraken spoiled so many plans that I did nothing with. But he was just like, I think we're going to do this. I'm like, oh, really? He goes, son of a bitch, you're in here.
Like, literally every conversation that I was trying to have with, like, Sanji and AJ, Bobby was listening to, and I just forgot every time.
Do we want to say?
Really, that's not really savvy, though.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at everything we had. Yeah, there was also unsavviness between Shane and Sanji. I think at both they thought that they had the other on the hook constantly, and really they were just playing each other, and it was like it was stupid spycraft. It was very hilarious to watch. So
that is pretty fucking good. Because Sanji used to put in our chat, like our New Jersey chat, he goes, yeah, look at what Shane, this is what Shane said to us. And then I'm listening to Grax be like, this is what Shane's telling Sanji. I'm like, oh my God.
And I'm looking at
these two are fucking idiots.
It's so good. Oh. Memorable meme. So we got the halo of Midge.
Right. Yeah.
All right,
but
so
also I gotta call this is the Salazar pic where he's put on the face from Salazar on Wolverine, and he's holding up a picture from I Am. That was awesome.
That was
good. I like that one.
that one is my favorite probably, and then the second one was the one that Mason did whenever the round that we were going to come at his outpost, and it's a kid from Simpsons where he chuckles and he's like, I'm in danger, and it had Marcus Shaw's face on. I was done.
I think
Sanji
Mason
brings up
was a good one with the this is where I'd put my Overlord if I had one.
That one's always good too.
Oh, and the bingo list. The bingo list was awesome as well.
Ooh,
the bingo list was great.
The best was because he did it 4x4, not realizing that bingo is 5 letters.
It's just binge.
It's just binge. Oh my God. All right, who do we think is the winner of all those? Those are all
I
solid.
still got one.
What's
the,
up?
The little bird with the risk I took was calculated, but man, I'm bad at math.
That one kept coming up a lot.
Yeah.
Anyone want to say a winner?
My vote's for the Salazar EM one.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That's my vote.
Yeah, we can go with that one.
Salazar Yeah.
I think it just more caught me off guard that was even a memeable match. Like, was anything involved in that? And it was like 4 things came out of it. I'm like, wait, what? Like, why is this important? Like, I just beat Bafferball like last round. Like, what the fuck?
I have to think just in honorable mentions, you gotta have the little baby running in and running out.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That turned a lot
That'd
of
be the
laughter in
winner.
our
I
chat.
want that one to be the winner. That one was fucking great. Oh no, Adderby.
Oh,
And like Judah Pliskin started that, but then like Zodpunk was looking for a match, and Sanji was like, yeah, or no, Sanji was looking for a match, and then Zodpunk was like, yeah, I'll play you, and he's like, shit, I'm at work.
No shit. And then the next day, you're like, Sanji, are you still working? It's like 10 in the morning.
Yeah, my vote goes for that one.
oh, that's so good. What about? Let's take it down. You guys have a little too much fun. Let's get a little sad up in here. Biggest disappointment. Now, this isn't just necessarily
Jack
a person.
Gargoyle.
Jack Gargoyle.
Gargoyle.
Yeah, it could be an occurrence or anything that like disappointed
Jack
you.
Gargoyle.
So I like to quote AJ, I have bet my farms that Fly betrayed Chase in the last turn. You all was hoping, you even wrote in our own intern channel that you hope that we betray them. I think you were very disappointed we didn't do that.
Well, you
I don't
didn't win,
think
so it's
it's
not that big of a deal.
I don't think
Sanji,
it's disappointed. We were surprised. We just didn't think that there was any way that you'd both be true to your school.
Sanji has a good suggestion in chat for most biggest disappointment, and that was that Mason made a typo on his movement
I
and went to
think
the
so.
wrong keep. That cost him
Yeah.
to lose his outpost.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
That probably wins that one, I would think.
For sure. Sakar made me sad. That Sakar match made me sad.
Yeah, but are you disappointed though? Like, it make you sad, but are you disappointed in Orem or the way that it
No,
played
I'm
out?
not disappointed. No. I'm
Yeah,
not
exactly.
disappointed in
Yeah.
Orem at all.
Yeah, so it's just sad. Like, it was like, potential there, but you're not disappointed.
Yeah.
So I think we got Mason with the keep typo being number 1. We got Jack Gargoyle as an honorable mention. Other honorable mentions you guys want to include?
I can't think of any.
All right.
No, I wasn't really disappointed in much besides that.
This is a good transition. Go ahead,
I
Graham.
don't think this was widely seen, but in the last match of the tournament, the mercenaries needed to kill Belial.
Oh
to
shit!
slam to
He only
fifth.
needed one more wound.
Yeah, he was stunned in the first rank for I think 3 rounds, and they just Yaya couldn't kill him until Evilus had time to finish her off. That was pretty sad because that was a 3-place drop there for the Mercs.
Alrighty, we got that on there too. What about most salty? So this could be a
Jack
person, this could be anything, or it could be
Mason?
yeah.
You have to say Mason, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
always-
Like, Mason
Mason
dedicated the entire strategic to try to fuck Gracchus over and didn't do anything until
No, so-
round 6.
Listen, it's not just that. Mason thought I did not like or respect him in real life because I did that.
Shit.
Like I
I
had
was
to have
fine
a
with
real
I was fine with Mason
conversation
until he
with him.
attacked my outpost for no fucking reason. So yeah, no, I don't respect him.
You know what? I will say
Did attack your outpost for a reason.
I'm going to share some of my
I think the
salt.
reason is 20 points.
Go ahead.
Dude, he
reason.
didn't want to come in last place, and he still came in last place. There was no point.
I just want to say I want to add some of my salt in here because Mason, love him. He was always like, that first strategic was so much fun. I love being a chosen, my chosen teammates and all that. And I'm like, you know what? You got a taste of what real strategic's like. So that's like my return salt to him. So you know what? If somebody got like this salty about it, I'm glad it was Mason, because now he got his eyes open to strategic.
I would say for honorable mentions, the person that was butthurt enough to mail me a chocolate dick and a glitter bomb. Whoever that was.
Yeah, we can just put Josh Big Tits
That
King
just
there.
that just felt deserved. That
He
felt
paid
like a
real
natural
money.
and opposite reaction.
Real money in a free event.
I don't know how much a chocolate dick costs, but it's not free.
Surprisingly, not much.
Don't lie, Robert. We know you have them everywhere.
When I sent it to, because I sent it to Innocent Wrath, I sent it to everybody on the team, but I sent it to Innocent Wrath, and he's like, "Why are these all so reasonably priced? I don't understand."
That's amazing.
I can't not send things to people now.
We'll never know just how salty that would have been, but unfortunately, because it got thrown
That's
away.
funny.
But alrighty, what about clutch kill? So any battle whatsoever, whether they won the game in spectacular fashion or just anything like that.
I mean, Wild Bill taking that to put us in second was
winning a
ridiculous.
2v1, like that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Especially since it gave you Morn. So
Right, yeah. Put us in second place. Took
Yeah.
us from second.
I also have when Raziel killed Parik with double Infinity's End. I have that on there.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that was nice.
That's pretty good. And I heard there was a pit fight with a triple final blessing kill. That's
Oh yeah.
Celtic did it
Yeah.
to break the
Yeah,
fucking
was-
Assyrian diplomacy triple final blessing. for the
he
win.
was so safe to win that one and just get instant kill about that one.
Like in a Salazar deck or a Simon Abraxas deck, so he had to like just naturally draw all three of those at the same time out of like the 80 cards in his deck.
AJ had against Celtic. There was like one point in that match after they drew their hand where he just needed one action, and he had everything that he needed. He had the Supremus in his hand. He had all that stuff, and AJ killed whatever was holding his ranks together, and it all fell apart. I would say that one. I don't remember I remember it was a Power Eye situation, but I don't remember what the character was.
And the boat kill as well.
Yeah.
The freaks did an awesome job there. Exhaustion.
Oh yeah, with the Sea of Flames. Yeah.
speaking of like memes that were amazing, the one that AJ made where
Yeah.
it's got the people sitting in the pews and it's like one is Sea of Flame and then there's a gun pointing to the other person and it had counter song and the next person it was the calling of the storm and then there was a sniper up top that was
Yeah,
exhaustion.
he had all the answers to stop all that shit. Like I
Was
felt like
awesome.
AJ had everything, but because I had everything,
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
We got a lot
No,
of
definitely the wait. Was it Kothka 2v1 or was it Burshar Nin 2v1?
Kothka.
Yeah, it was called.
For sure,
I won it.
You guys are cool
Kothka's
with that
the
one
fight
being the
with
winner,
one.
right?
I'm cool with
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, just
I
based off
think
everyone's
any handicap victory gets up there because that's hard
We
as
still,
fuck to do.
we still
I
remember
agree.
General Lund from First Strategic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing. Wild Bill was one of the people to 1v2'd by General Lund. So he had like a full anime arc here. Across
He was on for sure.
round 1 of Strategic 22 to round 7 of Strategic 24. Like that's
wow.
beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I think that one
He
definitely
was
gets
owed
it.
that. I told him that with the Bear Shard. I told him with the Bear Shard, I was like, hey, you're owed a 2v1 win since you lost one last time. Where you should have won. So I think you need that. And then the Kothka, the best part about that Kothka deck is that he sent it in the chat, and I was like, there's too many spin orders in this deck. It's not gonna work. Gahid's like the first iteration didn't have Obliterate in it. And I was like, Gahid's Stand is just worse than Obliterate, so you're gonna have to change something. And he was like, oh, well, I'll just rewrite the deck. I really wanted to use Gahid Stand. I was like, oh, well, just use Gahid Stand, but like change a little bit. And so he kept it. He kept the guy he'd stand deck, which was ultimately the best idea versus what happened. The other deck would not have done as well. Because he sent it back and he's like, I put Gerard Heirloom in. And I was like, yeah, that seems funny. Go for it. And then I was, after the pairings, I was like, oh man, he could do like 14 strikes to these people. He's got this. It's going to be great.
Absolutely the definition of clutch. Let's move on to Best Betrayal.
We put the Sanji Shane combo.
There you go.
Yeah, I can give him that. Betraying reason on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Betraying reason.
Any other honorable mentions for the betrayal? I guess we can throw Ed in there. He's won a lot, but let's throw Ed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put Ed in honorable mentions.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I don't know if it's what his name is. I'm putting Duarte.
Gracchus Wyvern,
but I hope it is.
just because of the miscommunication.
It's
Gracchus Wyvern.
It's Daunte.
Just leave it like that.
Yeah, he's Duarte right now. He is the leader of the Philippines. That is what he is. Or Duterte or whatever that guy is. Alrighty.
Typing skills.
Say that again, Josh.
Mason's typing skills.
There, exactly. There you go. Mason's typing skills. I like it.
Can we also add Greco's Photoshop skills?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a betray of trust right there. Gracchus's Photoshop.
I mean, what about me lying about having Rama in my deck?
It's not really like a betrayal because the points still stood.
I was the one that was betrayed.
Oh, you did get betrayed.
Yeah.
You didn't even run Rama in your deck.
I mean, wait, to be betrayed, you have to be.
The rules were changed.
There has to be existing trust in order for the trust to be betrayed. And Bobby and you never trusted each other from the get-go, so I don't think that's a betrayal.
Oh no! Bobby didn't betray me. You and Graham betrayed me.
Get out of here.
By fixing the rules for something that wasn't supposed to happen.
You know what? I'll take credit for it. Fuck it.
They exposed my bluff as a bluff after I told them it was a bluff.
Got it. I never said
Don't
it was
put
a bluff.
this on here. You're just caving to Gracchus. Don't even put this on there.
It's hidden. Don't
There
worry.
you go,
But we got. Okay, so you guys can't talk about this, but we have the Medusan Lord's favorite faction. So me and Graham are the only ones here at this point to kind of talk about it. So Graham, again, we got to watch this and we had to deal with some of them. Some had requests, some were easy. So who do you think from and we can talk for AJ and Wes as well. Who do you think was the favorite faction?
I mean, I think for me, just personally, what I was all about were the hype moves. And so from that end, I think two factions stood out to me. The Deverenians, who were obviously insane in rounds 1, 2, and 7, but had a little bit of a slump there in the middle. And I think the Dwarves, who had two very cool double plays that I liked, where they attacked both the Freak and the Elven outposts and then challenged two neutral lords in the same turn. And then maybe got a little bit unlucky with some of the random match pairings in round 7. So those would be my...
I would say, yeah, I'm agreeing with that. I'm thinking devs are definitely going to take this because I'm basing this based off of how much time I spent in your channel, and there was a lot of bantering with the devs, especially with the scrapbook, which they just Gracchus requested, hey, can we have a channel called the Salty Scrapbook just so I can screenshot all these memories that come up where people get pissed at all the things we're doing. And like, that was so much fun. So I think the devs take the clear cut win. I do want to throw out some. I know with the elves, not really. You guys were kind of all about the business. The freaks, we had some fun. The mercs, again, I thought they quit halfway through because they got very quiet. The dwarves, obviously, it's just Bobby and Midge, so that's just like an everyday occurrence to me. But then the Nothrogs, too, there was definitely a lot of chuckles for the Nothrogs. I remember distinctly one situation that I would call out. I remember I was like, okay, I got some. I was working, and then like I had some downtime. Like, let me go check to see what these guys are talking about. I go right to the Nothrox, and the first thing I do is I see Innocent Wrath have just a post that just said hashtag Heritage Not Hate, and I was like, what the fuck is this conversation going into? Like, and I had to read back. But when I first saw that, I was like, oh my god, did they just become the Confederacy? Like, what fucking happened? So like that had me dying. So got a shout out
Is
to
that
all
the
that.
conversation when we built the deck?
I think
we
so.
we built an astral hate deck like through chat, and it was me, Derek, and Wild Bill, Innocent Wrath and Wild Bill. We were, because Dire Scrub was gonna play hate. He was like, what should I do? And we built a Herg deck through text where we said what you need to do is mentorship Herg, and then pit fight with Herg, and kill the Warlord. And we were joking, and he took it seriously, and we were like, oh no, backpedal! But it was like a very long conversation that was all just farce.
And it ended with a good zinger from Innocent Wrath. So, but yeah, everyone but Mercs, let's say. Everyone but Mercs. Okay. You all were fantastic, for real. And then the last but not least, we have a very special award. This is kind of like, you know, the honorary awards that you give, like the lifetime achievement one. So the Zant Primus honorary award for most stationary warlord. I think
Zeno.
we're giving it to Xenomorph.
The Greta.
Congratulations.
I think that's well
I think
deserved.
that honorable mention should be Zant Primus, though.
I can give him.
No, he was the most active warlord in the history of this strategic, wasn't he?
So he said something to that effect while I was on the phone with Chase the other day, and I just pulled up the maps because he was saying something about, no, I went undefeated this event. And I pulled up the map, and I was talking to Chase. I go, okay, looks like round one, Dorath did not fight. And I went through the entire thing, and Chase, by the time I got to round 7, Chase was hysterically laughing. I couldn't hear him, and he goes, please post that in chat. And so I did. Pretty funny.
No,
Yeah.
like Zeno did do a lot of work though. Like I think he only lost one pit fight, and he went up 1v1 against Kringle. Because I was expecting Sly to try to throw shit in there.
Why?
Yeah.
30 points. I don't know if you built the deck to beat it or not. Like I don't know.
Kringle is such a pain to build an anti-deck, and the whole deck is useless against everything else.
Yeah.
Just play Kieran Flannery.
That's why I thought like round 7 was going to be the round you do it, because you could have a useless deck. It doesn't matter.
But I didn't lose a single
it
Warlord
is
in round
cool, I
6.
thought. Free hat.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, that's what happened to us the round we were going to take. We were going to go for Kringle. We were going to build a deck. We were trying to kill Shane. And then we just got Morn for free. And so we had to change what we were doing.
Oh, that was so good. When that happened and when Morn took, I still remember Graham just saying to the Medusa Lich, I was like, how does Gracchus keep doing this? And then that ended up with the scrapbook.
I got posted in the scrapbook, and I literally responded with, did I pull another rabbit out of my hat? Because like I was completely out of things. I scraped the bottom of the barrel, and it was empty. And then I got Morn for free. It was amazing.
Alrighty, folks. That is all we have for superlatives. So there you go. Just scrolling up so some of y'all can see that. But that'll put a bow on strategic. Any final thoughts or words from anyone on the stream?
Great playing with you guys. I hope we never do this again. Yeah.
I hope we're doing it again, but in 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years is good.
And hopefully we can make a mix from the first strategic to the second one. The mix of both would be better.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely learn from each time we play and make it better for the
I
next
like
time.
this one better. Like, take my experience playing aside. I think from a rule standpoint, this one was cleaner. It felt easier for me to figure out how things were going to happen. I think that the document that had like the AAA, BBB, CCC for how fights happen was the best thing that could have existed ever. for sure.
It
I thought that
avoided
was
so many like arguments of like, how did this happen? Because I remember arguing with Woodrow, like, wait, how did this happen? He's like, oh yeah, I rolled some dice and this is just what we determined. It's like, why? How? I wasn't visible for this. Like, I don't trust you. Because you're mad that I've been yelling at you this whole time. But yeah, no, that was definitely good for sure.
I want to say thank you all, because you know, being an overlord definitely comes with a lot more hassle and responsibility than just about any other position during strategic. And I appreciate you guys, you know, sacrificing your time and your energy to help me make this tournament happen. So again, yeah, thanks a bunch. Thank you to everyone that played. I had an absolutely fantastic time the first strategic, and I really wanted to do it again. And I appreciate all of you helping me make that happen. I will be sending out some surveys to participants just to get like a little bit of information.
You could not send me one.
Yeah, I won't send you one, Bobby. Don't worry.
Don't.
If strategic is going to happen again, you know, this is an event that will happen because the community wants it to, and we want it to happen in a way that you guys like. So I will send out a survey if you care. You know, respond, whether that's positively or negatively, and you know, we do take that into consideration. It's an event for you guys. If you guys don't like it, we won't do it. If you do, we will.
In worst case scenario, go back into the stream chat here, Graham. A lot of people are sharing their individual points. So, but yeah, just refer
I want
back
to give
to
one
that.
final shout out if I can.
Go for it.
I don't want to forget Burnout. Burnout did awesome. I took him pretty late in the draft, and I thought it was a steal on my part. I know he's a big Merc person, so I was kind of worried. I didn't want to have another Gracchus situation on my hand where I took a Merc and then they were unhappy. So I talked to him, and he was really cool. He's an awesome dude. That's why I drafted him on my team. He won every one of his matches except for one fight against. He played against the Sagrada, Xenomorph Sagrada deck. That deck's not prepared to deal with that type of deck, but every other deck that he played, like on the map or in a pit fight, he won. So that was pretty cool, and he ended up liking it. And like one time during strategic in the group chat, he was like, he's like, I could get used to playing these guys. So like that was like a win for me to see somebody that doesn't normally play freaks and actually enjoying themselves. That was pretty cool. And Burnout was awesome, and he did awesome with the deck. So I want to make sure I shout him out.
I also like to say something, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna speak for every Overlord here. Thank you for every person who played in their team, especially big shout out to my elf that have always put their trust in me and giving me backup. And all I can say is for the players as an Overlord, thank you for the trust that you keep playing with us and keep our backs safe.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. So much happens, you know, after these strategic events, even like the other one where we have a surge in people playing and where people are more invested and like, now I want to play in these online events more. So there is good that comes out of strategic, even if it costs us a little bit of our sanity.
Yeah, it was awesome. Super happy to play with everybody. It was a lot of fun. My team was awesome, and we won. So
yeah, that's the joke that I made like when we first started talking about strategic. Is the real strategic is the friends we make along the way. But like it really is like no joke. You have a bunch of people that you kind of just sort of live with for a month that maybe you didn't know as well as you do now.
Yeah,
and I think
I'll second that for sure. Like basically everybody on my team, like I knew of them, but other than Ed, which I never heard of, but everyone else, like I knew of them in the community, but like wasn't really friends with them, didn't know them that well. But over the course of this, like I got to know my team a lot better, and you know, make new friends. It was cool. So that is actually pretty awesome. So.
Alrighty, folks. We say we wrap this bad boy up. We gotta do one giveaway, right? Before we wrap up.
Do it.
Let's go to it. So, we're gonna give. I have 2 final packs of Light and Shadow. So we're gonna wrap this up.
100-card deck.
I can confirm the box of Black Knives has arrived. So shout out to the eBay seller whose name is escaping me, and I'm frantically searching on my phone for
Zach
it.
is streaming
But
live.
Black Knives will be the box that we start in February, which the next tournament. Hey, Graham, do you want to talk about February? Do we have any dates, formats, and everything announced for that already?
So we'll have some more details about the general online circuit, and the point structure and the wider calendar. I think we're meeting on next Monday, so the 12th. New achievements, but Monday's tournament or this month's tournament will be Ancients. Nothing special, short and sweet, no play-ins, just to get us back on a semi-regular schedule after Strategic went a little bit long. Yeah, so Ancients decks due the 15th, Thursday. We'll post the event soon, but hope to see you there.
There you go. Good stuff. And now that you gave that, it gave me the time to find the Starlight Emporium on eBay. Shout out to them who cut me a deal on this Black Knives box. So, but we're going to still finish up Light and Shadow here with some spins. We got 2 packs, so hopefully we open both here. But if you see your name anywhere here on this list, you are eligible to win. I see some people who are present on the stream right now in here. I guess, we didn't revise the rules document, so we'll let this one go. We won't change the rules mid-event and prevent any suicide to deny points, so it's okay.
Thank you.
Rodrigo, you stop paying attention to things on my stream. Get out of here. Eventually. We all knew this day would come, Rodrigo. We all knew this day would come. All right, let's roll it up. Who's getting the first spin? First spin, going to Sly Fox. All right.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Nepotism.
Oh boy.
I know the streamer alliance over here. He doesn't stream Warlord, folks. He records it. He's not a streamer. He's a content creator, please.
I tried in the beginning, but the main problem is when I play, the most of you guys don't watch, so I said, yeah, time shooting is a bitch, so I record it.
All right, Sly, let's see what we got for you. What does the wheel have in store? Spinning, spinning, spinning. Let's go. Super Nepo, get out of here. Ooh. Oh, man. It did that sudden stop again, but it is on Chosen.
Rigged.
So we're going with a pack.
Ooh, sweet.
Yeah, something's weird with this wheel. It tends to stop suddenly on that little section every now and then. It did it while we were...
Edition, right?
Epic, no, Light and Shadow. Oh, yeah, it is in Epic Edition, but not the Epic Edition
nice.
base set. Yes. So, last stream, I know not a lot of people probably made it to the end of that 3.5 hour Medusan Lord challenge, but we pulled a Fire Roll and a Nemtok at a PAX, back-to-back packs. So those were hot.
Ooh.
Let's see what we got though. Still looking for a brand. We don't have brand Segula, but we'll see. Here we go. It's for Sly. Starting us off, we got Frozen Servant. We got Isle of Secrets. Thrust. Hex Starmore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, him being a common is pretty fun. Eggert. Rattle the Bones. And Quest. Let's take a look at the uncommons. Cohorts Arc. Halcyon. And Close Combat. Close Combat's a good one. Alrighty, let's see. None of that matters, Sly. We're looking for a good rare here. Alright, the penultimate pack of Light and Shadow. What has it got for you? We have a... Ooh, what is this? A Alphon? I don't remember this card.
Atheon. That's
it's
Sir Francis
AI.
de Graves' worst.
Yes, they just shifted a little to the side on his art and was like, let's make another card. Pay the artist
Pretty
only
good.
one.
I've played it.
That card is really, really good in a deck type that's not good in Ancients, but it's really good.
All right, let's
It's a
do...
steed that moves
I like
all
it
your
in-
paladins.
Yeah, all your paladins. I've used it with barbarians. It's pretty fun.
It's a level 7 fighter item that has the steed trait. Spend order. Perform a charisma check, DC 11. If successful, target each character in your army that shares a subclass with this character. You may move each target forward or backward 1 rank. So that's what this one does. No stat bonuses. Sly, what are you thinking on this one?
We do Cruisin' Buskar on Turncoat, Classy, Makenin, and Fighter Paladin, and everything goes for Monster. Yeah. No, it's crap.
I have to say, we're getting a lot of adjectives into this theoretical situation to make this card work.
Yeah, now it's crap. Just put it on the loot box.
If Cavalry was playable in Ancients, that card would be like a Cavalry staple. It's just not.
Yeah.
Correct. Cav tends to become prominent in smaller sets. So who knows? Maybe a 5th edition ever comes out. Maybe that'll be a good one. We don't know. Only one person on this stream knows. Alrighty. Let's get a spin. Or gotta find the person. Let's get Nightbot back up. Alrighty. Let's... Oh, shit. Okay, cool. I mean... Okay, cool. I hope that's a P.O. box there, Josh. Alrighty. If you see your name, I got to do some scrolling because it's a very long list here. But yeah, just showing everybody so we all have it. But...
Unchecked sound alerts.
What do you mean unchecked sound alerts? No, sound alerts is staying in here. Don't worry. Because we just re-roll it. What do we got? Zydpunk. There we go.
There you go. Oh, it's Zydpunk. You gotta run away and roll something else.
Why?
Because he plays enemy. That's what you do when you see Zydpunk.
Oh, I see what you did there. Thank you. Nah,
You take off. You take off.
Pretty good.
He might fumble. You never know. That would kind of count, right? Let's see. He's hoping he doesn't
That would be
fumble.
pretty fun.
Let's see what we got. Where's it gonna stop? What do we got? Man, this one's going. Ooh, the fumble's there. There we go. In true meme form, he has fumbled, and we will quickly
post the baby.
We will quickly move along. Yeah, somebody get that going. I don't think you can do gifs in Twitch chat, but that has just happened. It is not rigged. Get out of here. But the reroll, NH Irish Punk. Here we go. He's getting the next one.
There you go.
Let's see. We're gonna keep going.
Hey, Resto.
Like
Zach is streaming live.
Oh, somebody.
Robert spoke up, and now his teammate got it.
Rigged.
Irish is the best. What's up?
He's great.
Somebody better tell Gracchus. Somebody better tell Resto that we're live. All right, we got the pack. There we go. Resto, who complains about my grainy streams because I stream in 720p. He wants 4K Warlords. It's lighting that makes things grainy.
It doesn't look that bad.
I know it doesn't. He's just very picky. That's right, Resto. We're talking about you.
I think it's his connection. I think it's his connection, not yours.
There we go. Hit him with the no you. That's what we do here. Alrighty. Last pack. Going to NH Irish Punk. What do we got? Rattle the Bones. Quest. Balios. Skelties. Clandestine Crest. Seedor. And Symbol of Unity. Some pretty solid ones in there. Going for uncommons. We got Acolyte, Chastion.
Chastion,
yeah, Gracchus knows this one. Yescarite Sentry, there we go. And Curse of the Broken Spire.
That's a good card.
Let's put a bow on this Light and Shadow box. What do we got in H Irish Punk? The rare is some Deverinian. Sir Colden Adrode?
He's okay.
Adrode?
Yeah.
He's a Paladin Illusionist. So let's read him up. Level 3 Evil Deverinian Paladin Illusionist. He is a fighter and a wizard, and enters play as if he were one level higher. Paladins in this rank have +2 attack and riding +2. Illusionists in this rank have the ability react once per turn after a melee or range strike targets this character. Redirect the strike to an adjacent character. He's got +4, +0 for strikes, 15 AC, 2 HP, and 6 skill. I don't know. I think this guy's kind of trash. I mean, he gives his ability to himself. That's nice, but and anyone else who's like him. But I just don't think 2 HP cuts it, especially in Epic Edition.
Yeah.
I think everybody's tired, so we'll wrap that one
The
up.
The redirect being a cost is also pretty bad.
Oh, it's a cost. Oh, shit. Man, we didn't end with a bang, but you know what? Go back and watch the Medusan Lord Challenge.
But you can end with a bang.
In what way?
I DM'd you.
Oh boy, what do you have here? Let's see. I gotta make sure that no weird things open in screens. Oh man, you did DM me a lot. Oh. Okay. All right, so Josh has just said, give away a full set of Gen Con decks. I'll mail them if you do it on this stream. So there we go, folks. I have no image for this, but Josh is being gracious enough to give out full set. And you know what? Midge had to win a 2-day tournament at Gen Con in person to get this. So that's a pretty big prize. So if you're sitting here lurking, now is the time to say something. Get in here. I am totally going to be sound alerts for this one.
Undercard deck.
No, we will reroll if it's sound alerts. But thank you a lot, Josh. That is awesome of you. I really appreciate that. But give
I'm also serious about the. You said you hope that was a PO box. It is a PO box.
Short question.
I hope so.
Your cooker, see what happens.
Does I pack me out for that one as well?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, you guys are unchecked, right? All right, let's put them on. Let's make everybody eligible again. I think everyone's gonna be pissed though if it ends up coming up one of you guys again.
You already have a bunch of them.
Undercard deck.
I have 2. The other one I'll just give away for the first German tournament I want to do here.
There you go. Well, we're getting some people still coming in, so I'm just vamping for a little while, but I think everybody's good. All right, here. We'll uncheck sound alerts. There you go. And...
Hey, Resto. Vac is
no,
streaming
Resto
live.
can't win. He hasn't said anything.
Nah,
so let's see, guys. Here we go. The winners of those decks. The winner of those decks. Oh, is going to be Dragonbane 886, the least valuable player.
Oh my gosh. Bobby would be so mad if he was still here.
Oh, Bobby left. He just midged me where he doesn't say goodbye and just leaves.
Oh yeah, he was the first one that did. Everybody did except for me and Josh, I think.
Are you guys the only 2 here?
Oh, yeah, Sly's still
Oh,
here.
and Sly's still here.
Yeah, Chase left, Graham left. No one loves you.
And no one said goodbye. What the hell? Wow, they don't get to sign off them. Fuck them guys. This is what happens. Some people were salty at the reunion. But Shane, there you go, Josh. You only have to mail it to Kentucky, so it's only a 50-50 chance it'll get there.
That's fair.
But that is very generous of you, sir. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Dragonbane. Well deserved for all your spy versus spy tactics with Sanji. But that'll do it. That'll wrap us up. So I'd like to thank all the Overlords who are still here. First and foremost, thank you guys for coming on and doing this. I think it was a lot of fun. Usually these streams are for playing Warlord, but sometimes talking about Warlord is a lot of fun because this is usually what it happens when you go to like an in-person tournament. You play a whole bunch of games and then you sit around and like you talk about it, and it's always a good time. So thank you guys. Really appreciate this. And I would also like to thank those who didn't show up, but a little less. Thank you to everybody who came, hung out in chat. Thank you to everybody who gifted out subs. Gracchus. I'm going to thank Burnout, too, because he gifted 10 subs during the Orvok Challenge. I'm going to thank him twice now for that. But anyone who gifted out subs today, definitely appreciate it. Sanjiton, I know you were there. But yeah, that concludes Strategic. So stay tuned for February Ancients coming to you soon. Take it easy and have a good one. Bye-bye.